This is where it gets really interesting. Bride of Chucky is a 1998 horror movie directed by Ronnie Yu, and it stars Jennifer Tilly, Brad Dourif and Katherine Heigl. So we're on to Bride of Chucky, where the franchise took a different turn and a different direction, and let's see what happens. This movie introduces Tiffany, who is Chucky's girlfriend before he passed away, and she tries to bring him back from the dead once again. But after bringing him back from the dead, she regrets it, and she ends up getting killed by Chucky himself, who then does the Dembala voodoo curse to bring her back as a doll as well. Now, as you know, the title of the movie is a gentle nod to the movie Bride of Frankenstein, and you see Tiffany watching the Bride of Frankenstein in her caravan. From the very beginning, when you see the Myers mask, the Jason mask, the gloves with the knives and the chainsaw, you kind of think, okay, we're in for something that might be really cheesy here. Now, here's one thing that really annoys me about fans of Bride of Chucky. It was a really good, fun, late 90s slasher movie. It had that late 90s slasher charm, like Halloween H2O, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, Scream 2, Urban Legend, all those movies. It had that great 90s charm to it, and it basically was taking advantage of that era. It was taking advantage of your Scream movies, all of those kind of movies, and it was great fun. But when you compare that to Halloween H2O, for example, people say, well, Halloween H2O is just taking advantage of Scream and using all that, and they didn't like that. But when it comes to Bride of Chucky, everybody's accepting of that. Is it because Bride of Chucky doesn't take itself seriously? Probably, I don't know, but I think if you're going to have fun with the 90s era, you're going to have to accept the fact that all the movies back then are copying each other. And in fact, it was so similar to the Scream trilogy. Anytime we've seen a comedy aspect in the film, it had the almost identical score to the Scream trilogy. There was no explanation as to how the body of Chucky wasn't completely obliterated from what happened in Child's Play 3. We're just assuming that he was broken up a little bit, and you can clearly see in Child's Play 3 half his face was gone, but the stitches don't add up. And again, it's not a major issue, but you'd think you would watch Child's Play 3 before directing Bride of Chucky. For me, Jennifer Tilly was the nail in the coffin for the franchise. Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany the human was good. I liked to see her on screen. I think she was a great character, but when she became Tiffany the doll, that's when things took a turn for the worst. And let's not forget the sex scene. That scene looked like it should be in a Trey Parker and Matt Stone comedy movie. Apart from the late 90s slasher charm that I loved, other good things about this film was the soundtrack. The soundtrack was awesome. I loved John Ritter, the late John Ritter. He was one of the best actors in this film as well. I'm a little annoyed that he didn't get a lot of screen time, but I think he done a great job for the scenes that he was in. And I think up to now, up to the Bride of Chucky, the animatronics in this film was amazing. I think the mouth movements of the dolls themselves were even better than the first three movies. When you see the first three movies, when Chucky was moving his mouth, he was just moving his mouth up and down. But in this film, you could actually see the movements, and you could probably lip read some of the things that they were doing. So I think the animatronics and the doll were amazing in this film. I didn't like the look of Chucky in this because of all the broken things. I preferred the original style looking Chucky, but the animatronics were amazing. And again, in this film, they used some stunt doubles for some of the bird's eye view scenes, but overall, you can't complain about the animatronics. Now, here's a big issue for me with Bride of Chucky. They changed the whole storyline, the story arc of the first three movies. In the first three movies, the first person you reveal yourself to, that's the person you have to take over and become a human in their body. Now in this film, they've changed it up completely. They've changed the original story. Now you need an amulet. You even saw a picture of Brad Dourif with an amulet on him now. They need the amulet to do the curse to turn themselves human again, and it doesn't have to be the first people they reveal themselves to. They can do it to anybody. So I think when you change the original storyline, that's not working for me. Another twist that I liked in this was when Jesse and Jade were going across town, they're going to get married, and all these dead bodies kept turning up. Jade thought that Jesse was doing the killing, and Jesse thought that Jade was doing the killing. I liked that. Again, that's more of a comedy thing, but I think it was fun to see that unfold and find out that none of them were the killers. It was actually the dolls that was doing the killing. In the first three Chucky movies, I think that Brad Dourif's voice was great. I think his one-liners were great, and they were funny at times, but I think they tried to take that strong points of the first 3 movies and bring it over to Bride of Chucky and make it a kind of more comedy with just too many comedy moments with Chucky. It didn't work for me. Again, I know that that's the route that they wanted to go down, but it wasn't the route that I wanted to see for the Child's Play franchise. And if you thought that the sex scene throughout the movie was bad enough, the very end of the movie when Tiffany gave birth, then I just thought, no. So overall, guys, I think the Bride of Chucky worked in the way that it wanted to work. So from that point of view, it was a good movie. From a Child's Play perspective though, I don't think it worked at all. I actually prefer Child's Play 3 over Bride of Chucky when we're going in terms of serious horror movie franchise. I had more fun with Bride of Chucky. I just think that Child's Play 3 fit the franchise more. So what do you think of Bride of Chucky, guys? This review is probably going to get a lot of stick because I know there's major fans of Bride of Chucky, and rightly so. Like I said, it is good for what it is, but it just wasn't for me. But if it wasn't for you, whether it was or not, leave your comments down below, let me know what you thought. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching again, thanks for subscribing, I'll see you soon, bye bye.